Your phone can be a distraction. So make it a habit to put your phone down when you go to bed so that you can give your mind a break and yourself a chance to decompress. Hello, you are listening to the Her Complexion Podcast. I am your host, Antionette Booker, the founder of Her Complexion Network, and this podcast where we discuss all things Black women, her career, her bag, and her melanin. Our podcast conversations will be all about Black women taking up space in the boardroom, Black women securing the bag through building generational wealth, and Black women becoming the best version of themselves by all means necessary. Hey, certified CEOs. Welcome back to the Her Complexion Podcast. This is your favorite certified CEO, Antoinette Booker, your host and the founder of Her Complexion Network, where we help Black women make the right connections at the right time. We are based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and are currently open for membership. So, if you are not a part of a network today and you are ready to connect with like minded entrepreneurs and professionals, then we invite you to join our network. As you know, on this podcast, we talk about all things Black women, her bag, her career, and her melanin. Now, when I say her melanin, I'm specifically referring to your mental wellness, your lifestyle, your health, your relationships, and your overall well being. It's everything that makes up you. I think sometimes we underestimate the importance of self care in Black women. We need to do a better job of putting ourselves first. So many of us are wearing so many hats. Now, I don't have to get into the weeds about what I mean by that because you already know, but we do a lot. And sometimes, if you're not careful, it can be overwhelming. My goal today is to share with you a few tips and tools on how you can create more balance in your life so that you can show up as your best self. Tip number one, set aside time for self care. In my household, I'm really big on self care Sundays. One of the things that I like to do is soak in the bathtub, listen to jazz music, turn off the lights, and light a candle. This is my normal Sunday routine. Tip number two, create a morning routine. I highly recommend setting aside at least 30 minutes to get your mind together. I don't know about you, but sometimes I struggle with being a morning person, and my fiance is one. I have to be very intentional about how I start my mornings, especially if my partner is one. Because the last thing that I want to do is be a Grinch and turn his morning upside down because I don't know how to get my act together in the mornings. There is one thing that I like to do specifically in the mornings, and that is read a devotional. A devotional that I recommend is Fearless Faith Plus Hustle by Ariane Simone. She has an amazing devotional book if you are looking for one. Tip number three, write everything down, and I mean everything. And here's why. You can only remember so much throughout the day. And if you are a professional or self employed, you're probably at work thinking about everything that you need to do when you get off. You're probably thinking about the next vacation that you want to take or what you're going to wear for date night with the boo. And listen, sis, how are you going to keep track of everything that you need to do? There's no way. If you're married or got a man at home, you're probably thinking about that important conversation that you need to have with him. Like, let's be real. There's not enough time in the day to track every little thing that we need to do. But in order to create more balance in your life, you must write things down so that you can hold yourself accountable for the tasks that you need to complete. So for me, my calendar is huge and it stays in my purse. And I feel like my life is going to fall apart if I don't have my calendar. One of my favorite calendars to use is by Erin Condren. I purchase her calendars every single year and I absolutely love them. Tip number four, put your phone on do not disturb at night before bed. Ladies, your phone can be a distraction, and I'm going to say this one more time because I feel like this is so important. Your phone can be a distraction. So make it a habit to put your phone down when you go to bed so that you can give your mind a break and yourself a chance to decompress. There is an app that you can use to help you decompress, and that is the Calm app. You can use this app to listen to different relaxing sounds so that you can sleep better. And studies show that when you use this app, you will reduce stress and increase mindfulness. Tip number 5, exercise. Now, what's funny is that I was actually contemplating whether or not I wanted to talk about working out and exercising because it sounds so cliche. But I'm going to talk about it anyway because it is so important to your overall health. And when you're healthy, you're more balanced. If you are crazy busy like me with a hectic schedule, then I highly recommend working out or doing cardio for at least 30 minutes a day. A few years ago, I was living in Shreveport, Louisiana. I had moved there for a job assignment, and while I was there, I decided to start working out because I literally had nothing to do. So I ran 3 to 4 miles every day. I was eating healthy, making my green smoothies, and eating baked fish every single day. I lost about 15 pounds in no time. I slept well at night, I had more energy, and I was confident. And when I stopped working out, I immediately noticed a difference in my mood, and I picked up weight year after year because I wasn't consistent, and I'm just now getting back to a place where I'm losing weight again. Now, I know that finding time to work out can be difficult for some. I'm not just going to, sit on this podcast and act like it's easy to wake up every day and get moving because it's not. Especially if you've been in meetings all day, you've been taking care of the kids, you are trying to run your businesses, and your mind is just tired. It can be difficult, but you have to remember that you come first. If you don't have the time to work out, one of the things that I initially did was clean up my diet. I increased my water intake, I reduced my carb and salt intake, and I did away with sugary drinks. Matter of fact, my fiance and I have no sugary drinks in our house, but it's those small changes that will make a big difference in your diet. It's those small changes that will make you feel better and ultimately help you create more balance in your life. So, those are my tips. As you figure out what you need to do to create more balance in your life, I want to remind you to extend yourself some grace. You are not perfect, and you need to give yourself time to create a process that works best for you. Just because something works for me doesn't mean that it'll work for you. What I would tell you is that I don't have all of the answers. Okay, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a therapist. But when I'm balanced, I'm happy. And I'm able to give the people around me the best version of myself. Not everyone deserves the best version of you, but you deserve the best version of yourself. Until next time, certified CEOs, bye. Again, my name is Antionette, and I hope that you jump on this Black Women in Excellence train with me. Please remember to subscribe to this podcast and check out the show notes for your free e-guide, 5 ways to build your network, and all things Her Complexion membership and merch. Until next time, sis, always protect your melanin.